Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about The Walking Dead, this time episode 605, titled Now, which premiered Sunday, November 8th, 2015 on AMC. So before we get started, just get a quick reminder that if you haven't seen the episode yet, go do that first, and then come back if you want to see what I have to say or what I thought about the episode or what I picked up on it. You don't have to, but I'd urge strongly that you go watch the episode first and then come see, because I don't want what I have to say to spoil the episode for you, because I'm definitely going to be talking spoilers in this video, and I do hope you come back and listen to what I picked up as a new Walking Dead fan who has not read the comics at all. And so there's that. So with that said, I'm just going to start my 10-minute timer and let's begin. So what is something new that we learned in this episode? Quite a bit of little things. Basically, we are back in the present day. No more jumping back and forth with flashbacks and stuff. So we're back in the present day, and we're back at Alexandria. So we're seeing the aftermath of the wolf attack. So that's going around. All the Alexandrians that were there not only get their first dose of human attacks because of the wolves, but they're actually seeing the walkers swarming the town now, since because of the horn, half of the quarry walkers ended up finding the town, and now they're surrounding the wall around it. So we also see Rick, who we last saw 2 episodes ago, being surrounded in an RV. He actually ran back to Alexandria with a whole bunch of walkers on his tail, so that's how he gets back to town. So there's that, and D-SPN-A, the leader, seems to be taking things pretty hard, taking the adjustment really hard. Not only was her town attacked by humans, but now they are being surrounded by the things she was trying to keep out of her community and trying to keep her people sheltered from it, but now they're getting the hard truth straight in the face from them. So there's that. There's a whole bunch of speeches going on. We got a speech from Rick about what needs to be done. Aaron vouches for him at that fact. We get a speech from Spencer. During the pantry raids, we get a speech from Jesse after they found one of their own becoming a walker after they committed suicide. And yeah, and we also have Aaron taking the blame for the wolves finding Alexandria. He even confesses it to those in the, I guess, in the streets. He owns up to it. We also have Spencer taking control at the pantries when things are just going to take whatever they want for themselves, not believing they're going to survive. So we see him doing that. We also see a memorial wall being painted up, and Nicholas and Glenn are included. But later on, Maggie and Aaron rub their names out because they don't know if they're going to come back or not. There has been no sign of them. They just know that they haven't returned yet. So instead of putting them up on the wall of people they know they are dead, they're going to hold out hope for that. We also see D-SPN-A drawing up some blueprint ideas for the place, like crop circles, stuff, not crop areas, training centers and stuff like that. It seemed to pull her out of her little depression funk there. We get a small fight between Carl and Ron, and when Enid is brought up, Carl wants to go find her, thinking she went over the wall, but Ron doesn't think that's a smart idea. So they kind of fight for some reason. I don't know. Then we have Dr. Denise still trying to settle in as the town doctor, since Jesse's husband was the last doctor. And we see Tara trying to help her through the fear of what the world actually is around her, and get a little surprise between the two of them as well, which I'll mention. We also have D-SPN-A trying to kill her first walker, but it turns out that Rick just does it for her, because she keeps stabbing the walker in the heart as if that's the kill shot, when Rick easily finishes it with a headshot. So apparently no one told D-SPN-A how to kill a walker. It's either that, or she was just using the walker to be her frustration dummy and trying to get all her anger out violently through that walker. We also have D-SPN-A telling Rick that they need a leader like him and not her after everything, when she's covered in blood. So there's that. And then at the end, we see her more confident, which is kind of weird. But she seemed confident enough to go up to the walker infested wall on the other side, and she just started banging on them. So that's how it ends for that. And we also get a little surprise between Rick and Jesse. So let's moving on to most shocking moment. There's actually 3. But the major shocker was that Maggie revealed to Aaron when they were trying to find a way out of Alexandria to look for Glenn. Maggie revealed that she is pregnant, and that is one of the main reasons why Glenn wanted her to stay behind and not help out with the quarry walker mission. So there's that. So originally she wants to go find Glenn because she's worried that he's out there and he needs help, and she has to go find him and do that. But then when they get to the end of the gated tunnel, and she realizes there's walkers so close beside, Aaron is ready to just go out there and forge forward. But Maggie's like, no, we can't do this. It's a suicide mission. And then she reveals why she wants to stop, and that's because she's pregnant. So they head back. But that was a surprise. I was not expecting that at all. We also get another surprise in the form of kisses. And there's 2 kisses shared in this episode tonight. You got the first one being between Dr. Denise kissing Tara, with her reason being that it's the end of the world. Like, literally, they're going to die soon. Yet Tara goes and says, no, it's not. Basically saying that, no, we keep on fighting, so it's not the end of the world. So what happened to those 2, I'm not sure, but I was definitely not expecting that at all. So that was surprising for sure. Another kiss was between Rick and Jesse. It's when they were talking, Jesse was telling Rick that there has to be more. There has to be something that they're fighting more. There has to be more than what she was originally sheltered to. And taking the cue of trying to show her that there is something more, Rick kisses Jesse. So that was surprising. I wasn't expecting that at all. Okay, top 3 favorite moments. So first one has to be that Maggie is pregnant. Yay for that. But I do have mixed feelings for it. On the one hand, I'm pleased and thrilled because if Glenn is dead, which I hope he's not, then at least with the baby, Maggie will always have a piece of Glenn with her. Now, what I'm worried about is the fact that we might get a repeat of what happened with Lori, who died during childbirth with Judith. I really don't want that to happen to Maggie. I love Maggie, and I just don't want her to go. I really don't. Next, favorite moment has to be Spencer's speeches, both at the pantry when he was telling the people who were trying to take more than they should, when he was telling them that they shouldn't go down this path. They are basically focusing on the now and not for the future, and which is not what they want. You gotta want to fight for your future, is what he was saying. So I really like that speech. Take on a leadership role is what Spencer did, and I really like that, especially when his mom just stood behind him, frozen, not knowing what to do. And I also liked his drunken rant to his mom. Although it might seem that his words were harsh and uncalled for, what I liked about it was the fact that it was finally said during his rant to her. Spencer basically blamed his mother for keeping the community as sheltered as they were, keeping them away from the fact that there was a zombie apocalypse happening outside the walls. And yet, because of the way she ran things, they basically kept themselves unaware or ignorant of the fact of what was going on around them. And because of that, it hindered their own survival capabilities. So he blames her for that. So while it wasn't unfair for him to dump all the blame on her, I really like the fact that it was finally said. So there's that. Third favorite moment was that I liked that Deanna made a future blueprint plan for what to do with the town. She had plans for where to grow some crops, where to put some training structures, where to she basically planned for the future as if the walker issue is not going to be there forever. So basically, after they deal with the surrounding walkers, then like this blueprint is something that they could work to achieve in the future. So I really like that she's thinking ahead instead of just drowning away in her depression, even though it's just been a few days since she lost her husband. So top 3 peeved moments. First one has to be Spencer. And while he was part of my favorite moments, only reason why he's part of my peeved moment is because of why he got drunk and how he got drunk. He made this very inspirational speech giving this leadership potential at the pantry, only to have it found out later that he was drinking from a stolen bottle from the pantry, and he stole a bunch of food from the pantry as well, saying that no one's going to miss it if one person stole. So basically making him a hypocrite. And that's why I don't like about it for him, because when he made the first speech, I was really seeing him as a leader. I thought, oh, maybe he's going to step up, take over for his mom, and kind of like be that inspiration for his people. But that thought quickly got flushed when Spencer started drinking from the stolen alcohol he got. So yeah. Second peak moment is actually the kiss between Rick and Jesse. Now only reason I don't like it is because I'm a Rick and Michonne shipper. So aside from that shipper part of me, I have no problem with the kiss. It happened at the right time for them. It happened when they're in the right frame of mind, and it seemed like for them it showed that something that they could fight for in the future. Whatever happens from that afterwards, no clue. But the Rick Michonne shipper of me doesn't like it, but the non-shipper part of me is fine with it. Last peeved moment will have to be Ron, Jesse's oldest son, and that is because I do not trust that kid, not one bit. We see him be very angry, very argumentative, very stubborn, especially after his father was killed by Rick. He definitely doesn't trust any of the people from Rick's group. So because of that, when he was in the fight with Carl, I was actually worried for Carl, because throughout the episode we see Ron and his knife. And in one frame you see Ron holding his knife with Carl in the very background during a meeting. And then you see Ron playing with his knife before Carl shows up and asks about Enid. So during that fight between him and Carl, I got worried that when Carl turned around and Ron was on the floor, I thought Ron would take up his knife, get up, and stab Carl in the back. I was really worried that was going to happen. So glad that it didn't even come remotely close to that. And then when Ron goes and asks Rick to teach him how to shoot, what I'm afraid is that Rick is going to teach him because he thinks he needs to know how to in order to survive. I'm afraid that Ron is going to use what Rick taught him and use it against him. So in the future. So that was like my immediate thought for both of those encounters, and because of that, I don't trust Ron at all whatsoever, and I don't think I'm going to trust him at all unless he proves himself in a very big way. So is that. What will I remember most about this episode? It has to be Maggie's news about the baby, for sure. Random questions. Does anyone else know about Maggie's pregnancy? Like, did she confide in anyone, or did only Glenn know about it? And I guess now we can add Aaron to the list. So, I'm not sure. I don't think. She hasn't told anyone on screen, except for Aaron, so I'm not even sure she confided in anyone while Glenn was out doing the quarry mission. Next question. Was Maggie being pregnant the piece of Glenn that Scott M. Gimple, creator of the show, was alluding to after Glenn's death? Which, again, do not believe happened, and I don't want to believe happened because I like Glenn, but was this the piece of Glenn that we were going to see, again, that he was alluding to? At first, when he said that, I thought that meant we're going to see Glenn in flashbacks, we're going to see him in dreams, we're going to see him as a hallucination, we're going to see him again somehow like that, like Rick kept saying Lori back in prison. But if the pregnancy was what he was alluding to, then I guess that makes sense. That sense that it was a piece of Glenn, because the baby is going to be part of Glenn. So while it's a sweet thing, I still want to see Glenn again. I don't want him to be dead. Next question. At the very end, we see the wall bleeding. Question, how is that possible? I mean, the wall is made of metal. How is that possible, and what is the reason behind it? Is it possible that there's something on top of the wall and then it's just bleeding and then it finally starts falling down to where we saw it, or did it actually start in the middle of the wall and then just start bleeding? Not sure. Hopefully get answers for that later. But I think it's going to be another problem for them. Next question, with Alexandria now surrounded by walkers, what is the town going to do? Because it seems like they want to stay. Because originally, if they wanted to leave, I guess they could have left out of the tunnels, but now that they blocked that off with attracting walkers, I guess that's not an option. But what are they going to do? It's like, do they have enough ammo to get rid of the walkers? But then that's going to draw attention, so how are they going to eliminate all these walkers without putting themselves at such a great risk? So I guess that's the next mission for them. Last thing, it was just an observation, but there's quite a few characters inside Alexandria from Rick's group that we didn't actually see in this episode. And I'm just wondering what you thought they were up to. We did see Michonne twice. One briefly when she was telling Maggie how she got separated from Glenn. And then we see Michonne again when Rick was yelling to open the gate. We see Michonne getting ready to pull her sword in case Rick needed backup when he was trying to run to the gate. We also see Morgan in that moment as well when he had his bow staff ready to fight off any walkers as Rick tried to get to the gate. But I think that's the only time we see Morgan. And then there was no sign of Carol, there's no sign of Father Gabriel, and there was no sign of Eugene. So could they be helping the survivors that we didn't see inside Alexandria, or what? One of them definitely has to watch Judith when we saw either Carl or Rick on screen, so I'm guessing that would be Carol, but other than that, I have no clue. So quickly, predictions, and if you're wondering why the timer hasn't gone off yet, it definitely has, but my audio got cut off the first time, so, yeah. So I'll just go into predictions anyways, quickly, and after the promo for next episode, it definitely going to see Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham, and they don't seem to be on the road anymore, leading the quarry walkers away. And in the sneak peek, that you get to see on Talking Dead, we see Daryl tired and bloody, and it looks like he's in a burnt out portion of the woods. Definitely seems quiet. It's like everything seems crisp around him, but I think he's exhausted, but don't know how he's bloody, don't know how long it's been for him. So there's that. And I think while Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham are trying to get back to Alexandria, I think they not only come across walkers standing in their way, but I think they're going to come across some wolves. I don't think all of the wolves attacked Alexandria when they did. So there's that. Another prediction in general for the next few episodes, or at least the season, I think Denise and Tara may explore whatever it is between them. I think for Denise, when she implemented that kiss, I think she had the mindset of like, okay, if I'm going to die tomorrow, then I want to embrace today. So basically, you do something you'd never do to regret the next day. So I think that's why Denise kissed Tara, but then Tara was saying that, no, we're not going to die anytime soon. We're going to fight. So I think Denise was going into it, rushing into it, and then Tara might want to take a step back and just take things slow and wonder if Denise actually wants to try something instead of doing it because she's afraid she's going to die without doing it, if you know what I mean. So I guess Tara would want to know if Denise is in the right mindset to actually go further before she gets herself invested, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyway, then the other relationship, Rick and Jesse, I think they may start something between them after the kiss they had, but I think for a while it may be kept a secret. Definitely from Jesse's kids for sure, but I think they might want to just keep it between the two of them to not cause any conflict or anything like that. So that's just my prediction. And I'm not sure for the next episode specifically if Alexandria will be featured or not. If it is, then it might be at the very end of the episode to kind of be the kickstart of the cliffhanger for it. But we'll have to wait and see. So that's about it for this episode. What'd you guys think? Was there anything you were expecting? Was there stuff that surprised you? Or was there stuff that you were hoping to see more of but didn't get to? Or a character you wanted to see but didn't get to? Stuff like that. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Also, share your theories. Share your own thoughts, observations, predictions, theories, whether it's based from the TV show or based from the comics. Just let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I don't mind spoilers like that. just don't go telling me it's like, oh, this is gonna happen and this and this. If like you say like, oh, I think this character's gonna show up, and then like, okay, fine, cool with those spoilers for sure. So just let me know. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Check out my other videos if you haven't, and share this with all your other fans in the fandom. Just spread the word around, get this fan base going, and bring in new people. I'm a new fan, all thanks to my family. So it's not that hard to bring in new people to watch Walking Dead and enjoy it. I definitely don't read the comics, and yet I love the show. For what it is, it's definitely unique. So there's other people out there who may feel the same way. So we just gotta find them. So that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Truly appreciate it. Sorry for if the video is longer, I don't even know what with my timer being cut off the way it did. So I'll end it here. Thanks again. This is Mel wishing you all a great Sunday, a great rest of your week, and see you next weekend. Bye for now.